We know Blizzard recently nerfed leveling, or buffed leveling, I should say, made it harder to do for those of you who didn't pay for the early access, right? Pay to play, but you can't pay to win sometimes. Here it is. What do you do when you finally do hit max level? Everything to do at max level in the War Within and what to do first. Let's see what we should be doing once we hit level 80.
Hey folks, this is Kalani. The War Within is finally here and in full swing, but you may be wondering what there is to do when you've got the leveling portion of the journey out of the way. What is there to do at max level in this new expansion? The answer is quite a lot. We probably have more to do at endgame than we ever have before, but some of the options available to you might not be too obvious, and there are some parts of endgame that are locked behind doing other content. So there are definitely some things you'll want to get done as soon as you hit level 80. So let's go over everything there is to do at max level and what we would recommend you get done first. Now before we jump in, be sure to hit up that like button and subscribe so you never miss another video.
Of course.
The first thing you're going to want to get done at max level is finish the story campaign if you haven't already. I've seen a lot of folks hop straight into dungeons to grab that.
That's interesting. How would you have not finished the campaign? Won't even take you to max level. Damn, there's maybe people just running dungeons. I guess they're hyper efficient. I honestly don't understand that mindset personally. The damn season doesn't start until September 10th. Why would you just bypass all the fun shit and just run dungeons, grinding them out just to hit cap level quickly? What the hell? I swear to God, you degenerative WoW players. I don't even know what to do with you sometimes.
Easy experience, or maybe you've been clearing out every side quest.
And then they complain there's nothing to do. Like, for the next week, they're going to complain about, oh, I'm running my 363rd heroic dungeon. This is boring. I'm like, yeah, you fucking played the game wrong. That's why it's boring. You weren't supposed to do that shit. What's wrong with you? Why don't you just play the game like a normal person? Oh, I forgot. We're WoW players. We're not normal people.
Come across while leveling. Whatever the case may be, if you have managed to hit level 80 before you finish the campaign, you're going to want to get that squared away first. So keep working through the main story quests until you see this splash screen saying that you've unlocked some extra content. If you don't finish the campaign, you won't be able to do world quests, the Earth and Allied Race stuff, adventure mode on your alts, or continue the campaign at max level. So be sure you finish the leveling up story campaign before you move on to anything else. With that out of the way, you can start working on endgame content for real. The War Within gives you so many different options, more than we've really ever had before, so there's plenty of content to sink your teeth into. You should be able to start the max level story.
One thing I like that they've done, and I'm sure he's going to get into it, is, they basically giving you 10 different ways to earn your weekly shit. It doesn't matter where you get it from. They essentially tied the weekly loot, like the things that are weekly lootable, to any cash that you get from any event. Up to 4 of them. So whichever way you get them from wherever you get them, it doesn't matter. Basically, getting 4 of them is what matters every week.
Story campaign quests by talking to Moira in Donegal and accepting the Fleet Arrives quest. This takes you through where we go next and how the story leads up to the new raid and all that fun stuff. This first quest does require you to reach Renown level 4 with all 4 Kaz Algar factions, so you'll need to do a bit of rep farming to start this up if you haven't already gotten to level 4. This is also the perfect time to start working on your gear and increasing your item level. No matter what you're doing in-game, better gear will make everything easier, so better gear is great for everyone. Season 1 will start up on September 10th, that's when the new raid opens up and when we can hop into Mythic Dungeons, so that's when the gear treadmill really kicks off. So for right now, the best thing you can do gear-wise is to just get ready for the season start by gearing up as much as possible so your first venture into the new raid or Mythic Dungeons is going to be as smooth as possible. Almost every kind of endgame content will be rewarding you with some decent gear upgrades as well, so almost no matter what you do, you'll be powering up your character. Now we can't talk about gear without talking about the upgrading feature. This is pretty much the same as Dragonflight. We'll be earning the Valor Stone's currency as well as various crests. There are 4 types of crests.
The Valor Stones are the new Flight Stones. Okay, yeah, Blizzard changing the name and the currency. Making new currencies. That's what Blizzard does best.
Carved, runed, and gilded. And as you complete higher difficulties of content, you'll earn the higher tiers of crests. The higher the item level of gear that you are trying to upgrade, the higher tier of crests you will need. The easiest way to see how far you can upgrade any piece of gear and what you need to upgrade it is to simply take your gear to an upgrade vendor. That will show you how far an item can go in terms of item level, how many Valor Stones you are going to need, and which kinds of crests you'll need to obtain. Now, one of
By the
the
way, what he's looking at here is heroic level gear. So you can get this item level from heroic. 571, it drops at upgradable to 593, which is pretty damn high.
Now, one of the easiest sources of gear right now are these special weekly caches. They come from a variety of content, and the first two that you open will have some big gear rewards.
Yes.
Before the season starts, they will contain item level 574 pieces of
First two will give you high level gear, first four will give you coffer keys.
Gear, but after the season starts, that will be bumped up to veteran gear. So you can get 2 pieces of adventurer or veteran gear every week by opening 2 of these caches. The first 4 caches you open in a week will also reward you with a restored coffer key, which can be used to get better rewards from delves, which we'll talk about in just a moment. To get your hands on these caches, you're going to need to complete some weekly activities, starting with the Call of the World Soul weekly quest. This can be picked up in Dornagal, and it will ask you to complete a variety of content. You only need to pick and complete one of these activities, so basically you get to choose how to complete your weekly quest. The 3 special events in each zone will also reward you with a cache once per week, so you've got the Theatre Troupe in Dornagal, the Awakening the Machine event in the Ringing Deeps, as well as the Spreading the Light event in Hallowfall. There's also a cache rewarded from the Pact system in Azkahet, so be sure you're popping down there and working with the Severed Threads as well. So
7 threads, by the way, you pick one of them, as we just mentioned, it's warbound, so just remember that. It's across your whole account.
That's 4 more caches you can grab per week. It is important to note that the cache for the Theatre Troupe comes from the quest, not the event, so be sure you pick up the quest from the NPC who starts the event before you take part. The same goes for the Awakening the Machine cache. This is from a quest, not the event. This one is a bit more out of the way. You can pick it up from Norbles, the kobold vendor in the south area of Gundagaz. You can also find special assignment world quests in certain zones. You should see 2 of these per week, and each one will reward you with a cache, so you can get 2 caches per week from world quests too. You will need to complete a few world quests in the zone to unlock the special assignments first. World quests themselves can be a good source of gear and other rewards as well. You can get up to item level 571 gear from world quests, so that should help fill in some of your lower gear slots. And then you can also get a variety of other rewards, including coffer key fragments, various currencies, and each world quest you complete also rewards you with some reputation or renown. Another new option that
by the way, if you're paying attention to the screen, I will say the world quests so far, from what I've seen, there's a lot of variety to them. It's, I guess, just like the campaign. I've been saying that all along. The amount of variety in terms of the quests that we've been getting to do is a lot of fun. Like, you're flying around doing one thing, then you're collecting some other things, killing these things. Like, yes, they all sound like your standard quests, but I don't know, the way they've been stacking them up, it feels like I'm always doing something different, at least for the campaign. So world quests too, it looks like there's a lot of fun new world quests, different things, climbing things, jumping things, killing things. Sure, yeah. Kalani makes the best description videos. He really does.
That you have in the War Within are delves. Delves are like mini dungeon experiences, and you can jump in by yourself or with up to a full party, so you can go in solo if you really want to. There are 13 delves scattered across the new zones, and each one plays quite differently. At the end of the delve, you'll always have some treasure boxes, which can contain currencies, delve progression related items, and gear. The higher the tier of delve you complete, the better the rewards you are going to get. Delves are also where you'll be spending all of those restored coffer keys. Every day some of the delves are going to be bountiful.
That's how you know it's bountiful. It's all lit up on the map. Oh no. Oh no. What did I do? Okay, here we are. My bad. We're good.
These bountiful delves have a different icon on the map and reward you with better loot at the end of your run. They're also going to have a locked chest at the end too, which can only be opened with one of those restored coffer keys. These chests have even better rewards, including some pretty good gear upgrades, and the higher the tier of delve you are completing, the better the rewards are going to be. Seeing as we are limited to just the first 3 delve tiers until the season actually starts, I would actually save your restored copper keys until we can access the higher tiers if you want to be super efficient with your gearing up options. You should also be able to pick up the Bountiful Delve quest in Dornagal after you start working on the max level campaign. This quest will reward you with the Delver's dirigible mount, and all you have to do is complete a Bountiful Delve. You don't have to open the locked chest to complete this quest, just complete a Bountiful Delve, so you don't have to spend any keys if you don't want to.
Yeah,
You'll also be able
I'm excited to see what this dirigible mount becomes throughout the expansion. I feel like they're going to keep giving us more. It's the customizable flying mount that you guys have all seen before, the helicopter looking mount, and I feel like they're going to keep giving us cool progression, little trinkets and attachments to it. So I'm actually excited to see how this thing looks at the end of the expansion.
to collect all kinds of customization options for this mount from the Delve system, so that's kind of a fun little side game.
Yeah.
Those locked chests at the end of Delves also contain Radiant Echoes, which can be used to start World Soul events in Kaz Algar zones. If you have a Radiant Echo in your bags, you'll be able to see them on your map, so it makes it super easy to find one. When you use a Radiant Echo at these event locations, you'll enter a time-limited
pre-patch PTSD with these Radiant Echo mobs.
Event where the goal is to just kill as much stuff as you can. The more you kill, the more coffer key shards and valor stones you will be rewarded with, so it's just an extra piece of world content for even more easy rewards. So we have a lot of open world content you can take part in, but you can also start your dungeon adventures as well. Normal dungeons will drop item level 554 gear, and they are super easy to work through, so that gives you a good base item level to jump into harder content. You can also do heroic dungeons, which reward item level 571 right now, or 580 when the season starts up, so much higher item levels, but they are going to be a touch harder than normal dungeons. You can queue for both random normal and random heroic dungeons, so they are super easy to get into and clear through. We also
and a lot of people are doing them right now. That's like the main gear progression way right now. So yeah, you can queue up for those probably faster than any other time you'll be able to queue up for heroics in the expansion right now.
Have 4 new factions to...
And yeah, they said they want to make the dirigibles as customizable as the Drakes were in Dragonflight. Yeah, there's going to be a ton of it. I know, for sure.
Earn reputation with to unlock various rewards through their renown tracks. You'll need to earn 2,500 reputation to increase your renown by 1 level, and each of the 4 factions has 25 renown levels each, with rewards to unlock for every level that you earn. You can unlock new content, there are a bunch of cosmetic items to unlock, you can earn upgrade materials and currencies, and there are actually some great gear rewards in here too. You can get item level 571 gear or 584 gear very early on, and even up to item level 597 from some of the later renown rewards. You can
FYI, by the way, for Renown, you at least want to get all of the Renowns up to level 3. Getting them up to rank 3 will unlock the world events in each zone. The ones that he was just about, like the theater trope and all that stuff, and the lantern lighting and Hallowfall. To be able to do those every single week, you need to be at least Renown 3, so just make sure you've done that.
Earn reputation in a whole bunch of ways, like completing story quests and side quests in each zone, completing world quests and world events, and killing rares. You can also use a contract to earn bonus reputation while completing world quests, though these can be quite expensive, so keep that in mind. There is also a weekly dungeon quest that you can pick up in Dornagal that rewards you with a big chunk of reputation with a faction of your choice, so that's a good way to focus in on one renown track specifically. You can also hunt down rare monsters throughout the new Kaz Algar zones. Rares have a chance to drop some decent gear. The rare elites can drop 577 item level gear, so that's pretty good if you get lucky. This gear also seems to be warbound, so you can freely trade it to any of your alts. Rares are also going to reward you with some reputation or renown for the zone that you're killing them in, so killing any rares you come across is definitely a good idea. Now is also the perfect time to start working on your professions. Professions open the door to a whole new way to play. You can focus on making gold, crafting the very best items possible, or on becoming an unstoppable crazy alchemist who makes 20 potions at a time.
Right.
Or you can just take it easy and gather materials to sell on the auction house. Whatever path you want to take, professions offer you a different way to play at endgame. You can earn profession knowledge to specialize into different trees, so you can pick and choose what crafts you want to excel at, and there are various ways to use professions to get big gear upgrades as well. You start with up to item level 558 gear recipes, so that item level is very easy to make and can give you a quick head start with your gearing up, but if you can get your hands on a Soul Sigil 2, you can upgrade that gear to 574. Damn. So that's a big upgrade right there, but then you can also use any of your weathered crests to craft enchanted weathered harbinger crests to craft item level 590 gear, which will be an amazing start for everyone.
How the fuck? I thought blurps were paused. How the fuck? How the fuck did you even do that? Jesus.
As we head into Season 1. The weathered crests are very easy to get your hands on, so everyone should be able to make use of those enchanted crests to quickly craft some decent gear. Now, if you want to jump into...
by the way, for these, real quick, the hammer time. Where is it? To be able to get this purple gear. Yes, this right here. The Nascent Weathered Harbinger quest. You gotta get there's like 2 items you gotta gather. Oh man, I'll pull it up right now. Since I care about you guys and I want to show you how to do this the correct way. Here it is. Oh, Spark of Omen. So you can start getting your Spark of Omen, which will be able to give you 584 to 597 crafted gear. The way you do that is you got to have two, right? Two of these fractured sparks. You can do the stuff to obtain the first one this week by doing the weekly World Soul quest. So you get the first one this week and the next one next week to get your first Spark of Omen to craft purple item level gear. So there you go. Back to the video.
Which will be an amazing start for everyone as we head into Season 1. The weathered crests are very easy to get your hands on, so everyone should be able to make use of those enchanted crests to quickly craft some decent gear. Now, if you want to jump into professions, you should swing by the crafting order building located here in Dornagal. You can find a quest in here that just asks you to talk to the crafting order clerk, so it takes all of 2 seconds, and the reward is a bag of profession materials of your choice, so you can get some free materials to get your first few crafts done, but this also rewards you with 350 artisan's acuity, which is incredibly valuable, so go get that quest done. Now, if you're only interested in the gear side of professions, but not actually skilling up or gathering the knowledge or any of that, you can use the crafting order system to place orders to get your stuff crafted without having to put in the effort yourself. The bad news is that this will probably cost you a good chunk of gold, but at least you can still benefit from the various gearing options available here. All of this becomes so much more important when you add sparks into the mix. Something everyone will want to get done is start collecting their fragmented sparks of omens. Thankfully, this is super easy, especially if you're already doing the weekly activities. When you hand in the World Soul weekly quest, you should get a fragmented spark alongside your cash. You need 2 fragmented sparks to create 1 whole spark, which we can then use in crafting. So we can get 1 spark every 2 weeks. You'll be able to use these sparks to craft item level 606 gear, either by crafting the epic recipe yourself or making a crafting order for them. Getting a rank 5 might be...
Damn, so I said a different item. This is even higher than I said. Shit.
Kind of difficult early on, but if you can manage it, that's some easy item level 606 gear. And this can all be upgraded all the way to item level 636 in the new season.
Dang. So I was talking about an item level 593 because I was doing the +0 quality, but if you go all the way to top quality 606, whoa.
Sparks and crafted gear can give you some huge item level boosts, and we should get 1 spark every 2 weeks from this point onwards. Now, if none of this sounds super exciting right now, or you maybe just want to wait for the season to kick off properly, you can also start working on your alts. Whether you want to try different classes and their hero talents, level up multiple professions, or just have more max level alts to do more weekly quests and activities, playing alts is so much easier in the War Within. Folks are also leveling incredibly quickly now. You can run through the campaign quests again, you can focus on side quests, you can hop into delves and get that XP right away, but the fastest way right now seems to be dungeon spamming. Some guildies manage to get their leveling time down to just 2 hours spamming dungeons, so if you want to max out your alt army, leveling in the War Within is actually super quick, and it only gets faster the more max level characters you have. You can also skip over the intro section to head straight to Dornagal, and skip the entire level up campaign when you get to level 80, so your alts aren't really missing out on anything either. And then before we wrap up this video, I would also encourage you to check the in-game calendar now and then to see what weekly events or holidays might be coming up. We'll see the Dark Moon Fair swing into town on September 1st, and you'll be able to pick up a 10% rep gains buff and 10% experience gains buff if
I was going to say the experience gains buff will be pretty good for anyone who's still leveling.
Has changed over there, which could significantly speed up your farming if you...
Oh, so the season kicks off on the 10th. That's nice. Yeah, you can have like a whole week and a couple days to level up with the XP gain. Nice.
Wait until you have that buff to blast through the side quests or other one-time rewards. We're also going to see the typical weekly quests return, like the dungeon event and the time walking events that offer even more ways to gear up and different ways to play. But that's everything.
Pirates Day. We've had that before, Pirates Day. Oh, it'd be cool if they brought back what's it called? The pirate event. Jesus.
Event and the time walking events that offer even more ways to gear up and different ways to play.
Plunderstorm.
But that's everything you can do at max level in the War Within, and what we would recommend you get done first. What are you going to be focusing on in the new expansion, and what content are you going to be taking part in the most? Leave all your thoughts in the comment section below. A big thank you to all of our supporters over on Patreon and to all of our members here on YouTube. You can see their names floating by on screen. If you're interested in supporting the channel, you can find links in the description or click the join button just below below the video. If you enjoyed the video or found it useful in any way, make sure to subscribe and ring that notification bell so you're always kept up to date. Thanks for watching, folks. Good luck and have fun, and as always, I will see you next time.
Nice. It's Kalani. Great video from Kalani. As usual, yeah, doing all this stuff's important. Of course, getting the profession stuff underway. Coffer keys, I think, are going to be major. Certainly getting ahead on coffer keys, saving them for that first season opener. I mean, you're going to be able to get a ton of gear really quick when the season goes live. So, nice video from Kalani.